Hi friends, welcome to my life. I'm 22 years old and this is what a Sunday reset in my camper looks like. We've been living in this fifth wheel camper for a little over 2 years and the space has been doing us very well. For just the two of us and our 4 cats, it's absolutely perfect. We've started talking about moving out of it recently and that thought kind of makes me sad. I was a little excited at first, but thinking about how we've lived in here for 2 years and made this our complete home, I don't think I'm ready to leave it yet, at least not until we have a baby. And that's definitely not happening anytime soon. Plus, with the amount that we pay for rent with all utilities included, it just wouldn't be worth moving somewhere else, especially if we had to pay a lot more, and it's just not realistic to leave the little camper anytime soon. But I'd say we're doing pretty good for being our age and not having a ton of parental support to get to this point in our lives. One of the few downsides of living in a camper is definitely how messy it gets and how quickly that happens just because the space is smaller, so a little tiny mess can take up the entire camper. But the upside of that is that it's so easy to clean and it doesn't actually take that much time. Also, our water heater has been broken for a while and we've kind of just accepted that we really should get a new one because we never replaced the anode rod, I think that's what it's called, in our water heater, and our entire tank started rusting out, and so if the water pressure is weird, the rust will come out of the faucet. So it's been broken for a while and we've just kind of decided that we're thinking about replacing it with a tankless water heater, but I guess we'll see because I'm telling Zane he needs to fix it before the winter time comes. Because it really would be nice to be able to take showers inside again. I've just been using cold water for the washer and we have this dishwasher, so that heats up the water to be able to wash the dishes efficiently as well. It did feel nice to finally give myself a day where I did just relax through cleaning everything deeply, because sometimes I feel like I don't give myself time to do these things, but I always feel really good whenever it does get done. And realistically, this kind of cleaning should get done once a week because things get pretty crusty pretty quickly. And when it's a small space, that's all you see whenever it does get dirty. One thing I do love about the small space is how centralized everything is and how easy it is to get to things. Like if I need to go to the bathroom and it's midnight, the bathroom is right there. Or if I want a little snacky snack and I have to get out of bed to get it, it's okay because the cabinet in the kitchen is just down the one step. Being in big houses before, living in the camper and having to go all the way downstairs to get to the kitchen, grab some water, go to the bathroom, I just remember how big of a struggle that was. So that's definitely something I can feel super grateful about my space. And my perspective with cleaning everything today, because we were talking about moving out of it recently, is that I need to appreciate what I have while I have it, because realistically one day we will be moved out of here and I am meant to enjoy this part of my life so much and not compare my journey to anybody else's, because the only part that makes me feel bad about living in a camper is when I compare my journey to others my age. And I just have to remember that everybody is set up completely differently in this life. Those people that do have big houses at my age or are able to afford a large rent have either worked really hard to get there or they have great parental support that has supported them to getting to that point. So I just need to remember where I'm at in my life and not let comparison be the thief of my joy. I feel like there's no better Sunday reset than a good old pot roast, especially because every Sunday we always have late night church and then we both go to the gym for at least a couple hours, which I just think is amazing. My boyfriend is always at the gym for a couple hours with his brother and I'm always at the gym for a couple hours, which means that we come home at 9 p.m. on Sundays. And I do love our lifestyle. I do love being child free. I can't lie. And I'm definitely saying all this so that I remind myself to appreciate the point of life that I'm at and how much freedom that I have. So for the Sunday pot roast, I like to do a little beef chunk at the bottom. I really don't care. I do not care which roast I buy as long as it's around $10 to $15. I am not spending any more than that on a roast. Even $15 for me is a bit of a stretch. So I put my beef in the bottom of the crock pot, cut up some potatoes, throw a bag of carrots in, and then I buy some celery and I dice that up and put that in as well. And this is definitely one of the most basic OG pot roasts that you can make. I just make sure that I start my pot roast on time, because with crock pots you want to make sure that you put your crock pot on early enough for it to finish by the time that you want it to be finished. So today I'm putting it on at like 11 o'clock, and sometimes I start it on high and then turn it to low. It just depends what vibe you're feeling. So after I put all my vegetables in, I sprinkled it with some seasoning, put some butter on the top, and then I put like a half a cup of water in there so that I can make sure that all the vegetables get done. And once every 2 weeks, your toilet fills completely up, so it's time to open the black tank as you close the gray tank valves. And while the gray tank valves are closed, I let my washer drain out so that it can fill up the gray tanks and flush out whatever's left in the sewer hose. And as this process is happening, I use this as an excuse to deep clean my bathroom. So I spray my toilet down with bleach and clean it up with some paper towels so that I can just throw those paper towels away and I don't have to reuse a washcloth. And now I clean out the inside of the toilet with my Smell Good soap so that that also drains down into the black tank and makes it smell at least a little better. And after everything is drained out of the black tank, you close the black tank valve and open the gray valves as that water pushes the rest of the black water out through the sewer hose, and that's when you start your toilet treatment, which this toilet treatment just helps make sure that everything that goes down into your black tank gets broken up well enough that it doesn't get stuck and it doesn't cause any problems. We don't flush toilet paper, so it's never really been an issue for us. We just throw our toilet paper away in the trash can next to the toilet. Some people find it gross, but it's been an adjustment that we've made since living in the camper, and like I said, we have had 0 issues without flushing our toilet paper down the toilet. And now that everything is cleaned and the toilet is flushed out, I am just gonna fill up the toilet paper, put everything back where it belongs in the bathroom, and it's time to clean out the bathtub. Like I said, we don't take showers in here. We literally can't because we don't have a hot water heater. So this is all laundry water, and I know it looks disgusting, but that's because I don't clean it as often as I should. Honestly though, having this little portable washer in my bathtub has been extremely helpful, and if you live in a camper and you don't have a washer and a dryer, I definitely recommend finding some way to make it work. Even if you just had your washer, and before I got my dryer, I would just wash all my clothes and then put them in a hamper until my hamper got full, and then I would take that full hamper of wet clothes down to the laundromat and just spend money on drying it. That was also very helpful to me. I was just laying in bed when I accepted a $62 triple shop order, so I'm gonna go and get that done real quick. Well, actually not real quick. It'll probably take about an hour to an hour and a half, but that's $62. I've got my headphones on, podcast playing. I'm about to head into the store and see how long this takes me. That's the big order I feel like I waited all day for. In an hour and a half, I made $67. Instacart does not always look that pretty, by the way, but on Sundays, orders are usually pretty good. I did wait all day to receive that order though, but the great thing about the RV park that we are at, we are only about 2.5 miles away from most of the stores in the area, which I'm super grateful that I can receive orders like that from home. I was planning on doing more than just cleaning the sink when I got home, but I had a little egg piece of bread and then I got a $49 Costco order, but I have to get it done within the next hour and a half because we have to go to church. It'll be just fine though because I've been going to Costco a lot lately. The other day I actually got a $165 Costco order. It was really hard and there was a lot of stuff, but I got it done. And like I said, $165, yes, it's all fitting in this car, no matter how I have to make it work. And this order now that I'm going to do is only 17 items for like $50. Okay, I ended up calling Instacart support and removing customer B from this order because customer B was only 2 items, and way down far on the map, customer A had a lot more items, and it's kind of close to the RV park. So I can hopefully get it done a lot sooner. Plus, typically, if the customer doesn't have a lot of items, that means they aren't tipping that great. So I don't think that I'll be missing much money from removing the second customer from this order. I was in and out of the store within 20 minutes, so now it's time to go and deliver this. No way, you guys, I dropped the no tip order, so the number that I made stayed the same. That means that if I would have driven all the way across town with those 2 items, it wouldn't have made a difference in the amount of money that I made. Here's the outfit I threw on for church today. I'm keeping it casual, I'm keeping it cute. I got these shoes from JCPenney's on clearance, and they're Sperry's too. They were only $20 and I love them. Also, I got these jeans from Plato's Closet and I just love the color of them. Now it's time to go to church, and we spend about an hour here, and then right after church I always head to the gym, and Zane hops in the truck with his brother so that they can go to their gym together. I make sure that I bring my shower bag and everything too, because if I'm here when I say I'm at the gym for a couple hours, it's because I'm doing my little session and I'm also taking a shower, since I can't take a shower at home and I'd rather do it in my nice little gym shower than go to the campground shower. Plus, I'm spending $60 a month for this gym membership, and you best believe I'm gonna get every single one of my $60. Even just going twice a week, that's like $7 for each sauna session. It's totally worth it. I am a yoga sculpt instructor, so I have to use this time to program my classes and make killer flows. The great thing about a yoga sculpt exercise is that it's a flow of strength-based / yoga movements that create one long, hour-long killer workout. Lots of cardio, lots of pulses, lots of strength-based movements. It's really not easy, but I have so much passion within the practice. And I will spend hours formulating the perfect routine because I'm in front of a bunch of people showing them a workout. Like, they have to be able to trust me to come and spend time with me, especially that much time and money with me. Something weird that Zane and I have both normalized is rubbing raw beef tallow on our face after we shower. We just use plain bar soap for our face, unscented, and so it gets really dry, and we try to stay the more natural route with like everything that we use, because not only is it cheaper, but it's better for you. This container used to be full of beef tallow. That's how long we've been using it for. And it was only $10. And it hydrates your face really well, but you smell like beef tallow. Because I learned after spending $10 on this tub of beef tallow that I don't actually like the taste of beef tallow. I know it's supposed to be like the healthiest grease for you, but it has like this smoky flavor that I just don't like. I'm gonna show you guys how I make my healthy pops. So you take a sparkling water and an electrolyte packet. Not picky on brands. I just buy the Winco brand for everything because it's the cheapest. And the Winco brand has electrolyte packets, and they're like half the price of the normal electrolyte packets because they're ridiculously expensive. And you pour your sparkling water in and you mix with whatever flavor electrolyte packet you want. For my sparkling water I did black cherry, and for my powder I did fruit punch. It's so good. One thing I love about being an adult is that I get to eat half a pot roast in bed and nobody can say anything to me. I can hit my protein goals. I get to choose what I make, when I make it, how I make it, and I'm in a freshly sheets washed bed about to watch our favorite show together. Life can't get better. Anyways, thank you, friend, for sticking till the end, and I'll see you next time.